Hey guys, this is Mike again from Wikia. Welcome back to our Starbound walkthrough. Oh my god, we've warped back onto the planet and I am being pelted with acid rain. I have unfortunately been spawned on a planet where acid rain occurs. Fortunately, we're going to try and get out of cover here. Okay, we're under cover. We're alright. Okay, so basically where we left off, we were still crafting the furnace, and to do that we need minerals. How do you get minerals, you might ask? Well, we're going to take that stone pickaxe we made last time and mine them out of the earth. So, fortunately we're in this little cave here, but it's kind of dark. We're going to grab a torch from our inventory, put it up on our hotkey bar there, and use it right about here. We can't use it underwater since, you know, fire and water. But there we go, that's as close as we're going to get. And you can see these little orange specks here in the dirt. This is copper ore. We're going to need this. The sort of gray chunky stuff to the left is charcoal. We'll also need some of that. It's pretty much worth grabbing all the minerals you can find. If they're close to the surface, it's pretty easy. Just basically hold down left click, use your pickaxe. As you can see, the pickaxe is eating through the ground way faster than our matter manipulator. It's sort of breaking up 6 chunks at once, which is going to make this a lot easier for you to do. Gonna grab all that delicious rare earth materials. Gonna dig through the dirt here and go grab this charcoal. You can actually dig down pretty quickly with this. You have a durability bar on the pickaxe, which you can see if you look up at the hot bar, or the tool bar up there, under number 3 where our pickaxe is, you'll see those little 5 red dots. That tells you how much durability your tool has left before it's gonna break. The stone pickaxe is the most basic one, so it'll break faster than a metal or a copper or, you know, an alloy tool you've made, but to be honest, you can use this for quite a long time before it actually breaks. Alright, we're going to jump ahead back to our campsite where we have the materials we need to make our furnace. So let's open our crafting table and see what we have. Gonna scroll down to our campfire. We're going to need to build a campfire in addition to the ore that we've had, and put these things all together to make the furnace, which is our current quest. Stone furnace, there we go. Once we've built the campfire, we now have this item. And what does this allow us to do, you might ask? Well, this is going to allow us to smelt materials. We're going to need to get some iron ore. Once we get this iron ore, we're going to put it in this thing we just made and turn it into an iron bar. This isn't too hard. Basically, we take the raw ore that we just got out of the earth, and we're going to interact with that item we just made and convert our raw ore into bars. This basically allows us to make more advanced metal stuff. We're going to jump ahead here, and we have dug way down into the depths of the earth, where we are whacking away with our stone pickaxe. We actually find a little iron ore here in the dirt. I didn't bother to use a torch, so it's actually a little hard to see the ore. But the ore for iron it's kind of a ruddy, it looks like rusty steel is what it looks like. Sort of like a gray-orange blend. You're going to grab that out of the earth. It looks distinct enough from copper and charcoal that you should be able to tell. And for this mission, all we have to do is smelt 1 iron bar, and that's going to require 2 iron ores. So once you grab that iron ore, you're going to head back to your base. And it's pretty simple. You're going to go ahead and use the ore with the stone furnace you just made. Drag those 2 items into the stone furnace, like just same thing you did, you cooked your meat, but you can think of it as cooking the iron ore here. So you'll grab the iron ore and drop it into the stone furnace, and then click the smelt button. Once you click the smelt button, make sure to pull the iron ore out of the stone furnace. Once it's been smelted, it actually doesn't automatically go in your inventory, and if you walk away from it, it'll still be in the furnace waiting for you to pull it out. There we go, the quest is now complete, and we're going to accept our reward of 10 pixels and the iron bar that we made, and take the next quest, which is First Contact. This is currently the last quest on the beta build, the Angry Koala beta build of Starbound, and we're going to have to build a distress beacon. This is going to require several materials, so we're going to need to use everything we've learned so far to put this thing together. Alright, so using the magic of time travel, we have explored our planet and found the necessary stuff that we need to make the distress beacon. The distress beacon requires 150 pixels, 2 silver bars, 10 copper bars, 10 iron bars, and 100 wood planks. Go ahead and craft the distress beacon. The stress beacon is, we're going to see if anybody's going to come help us, because our ship is currently out of fuel and we can't go anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and make that distress beacon. There we go. And once the distress beacon is made, we can go ahead and place it on the planet. Now it says, it's important to note that when you finish this quest and you look at your little quest completed thing here, it says to you that it suggests that you gear up before you put it down on the planet, because you never know who will receive your signal. This is pretty important because what's going to happen once you set the distress beacon down is a little surprising. So at this point, you can go ahead and set the beacon down if you would like, but it's kind of recommended that you take a little extra time, go mine some more ore and make yourself either an iron hunting bow, which is an upgraded version of your hunting bow, or at least some armor to wear, because there's going to be a little combat coming up here, and if you just have your base sword and your base bow and arrow, it can be a little rough. If you're like me and you're a little lazy though, you can actually forego getting your upgraded iron bow and arrow and your iron armor by doing a little trick that I like to do. And it's not too complicated, but it takes a little preparation time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop down into our little cubby hole that we've made here, and we're going to take our matter manipulator as opposed to our pickaxe, because we want to make a narrow little pathway down to the underground here. It's going to take a couple seconds for us to do that, but once we've made the little pathway down, we're going to have a big advantage in the little combat that's going to happen here once we drop our distress beacon. So yeah, basically just dig a little tunnel. You'll probably already have a couple tunnels ready to go on your planet since you've been trying to mine all these materials to make everything. And then go ahead and sort of place your distress beacon somewhere near the little hole in the ground you've made. Once you've done that, you have the ability to basically, it's not cheating, but it is, I think, very much sort of a cheesy way to do the fight, but it does save you a lot of time if you don't want to go mine the new materials here. And basically what we do is we place the distress beacon down, and you're going to mouse over and activate it. And once you've activated it, the distress beacon will explode. Don't be scared, that is normal. And there we go. That is a UFO being piloted by a penguin, and he is going to blast away at us with lasers, while he also summons additional penguin warriors down to come and attack us. You can see these penguin soldiers have dynamite, rockets, and machine guns. So yeah, we are now hitting underground, abusing sort of this little tunnel we've made to shoot the UFO from underneath with our bow and arrow. And I get pretty lucky here because as the UFO shoots downwards, he actually destroys the terrain. And you can have it happen where the UFO just continues blasting the ground around from you, and he'll sort of blow away all your cover. He also kind of stops spawning penguins here, which is fortunate for me, because generally he will indefinitely spawn little sort of undulating, wobbly penguins who have dynamite and rocket launchers and lots of heavy munitions, which will tear you up pretty quick. I got pretty lucky with this one, but if you do it right, you can actually beat this UFO with your standard bow and arrow pretty easily. So you can see you get him down to about half health now. You can see my endurance went out there, so that little arrow unfortunately did not go very far. But yeah, as you beat this UFO up, you can see the damage start to be very clear on the UFO, which is pretty funny, the idea that we're blowing this UFO up with a bow and arrow. But yeah, you just keep doing this, and once you've finally got him knocked down, the UFO will explode, and you will be given a molten core, which the UFO drops here. And the molten core is going to give us the first sort of major upgrade we need to get into the next level of building items and tools, etc. There's just one straggler penguin over here to the left with dynamite, and as I'm going to illustrate here, the penguins can be actually pretty challenging if you have to deal with all of them and the UFO at the same time above ground. You can see this penguin here is just blowing us away with some sort of explosive weapon. But yeah, this is a good example of how, unless you use this little, I don't want to say cheat, that doesn't sound fair, but if you don't use this little exploit, it can be pretty challenging to deal with this UFO and the full platoon of penguins that come to kill you. But yeah, once we finally get our bravery up to go kill a 2-foot-tall penguin, we will have finished this here. We're actually done with the mission right now, but I can't have this little guy lurking so close to my base because the penguins will actually blow the terrain up pretty easily. So it's a good idea to try and do this fight a little farther away from your base camp than you might think, since each one of these little penguins and the ship do have explosive weapons that have the ability to tear you apart pretty quickly and blow caves and holes in the ground, as you can see him doing here. And there he goes. And with that little guy out of the way, we are done with the first set of missions in Starbound. That's actually it for now. The Angry Koala build has no more missions after this. It's basically up to you to do what you would like. But yeah, hopefully they're going to add some more in the future here. We can see here the Molten Core. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us. Hopefully we'll see some more. If they add some more missions in the future, we'll do some more tutorials here. But in the meantime, enjoy Starbound, and thank you guys for tuning in.